Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and here's an interesting one that came out of left field, but James Gunn's Clayface has been delayed and pushed to October. It was originally supposed to come out in September of this year. Now, there's no actual reasoning for it being pushed back, but it's not the only thing that's been moved. Apparently, a bunch of movies on the Warner Brothers slate has been shifted. They've done this shuffling of their movies for some reason. I would love to know what the reason is, so let's have a look at this anyway, because I don't know if at this stage should we be worried or not. Probably not, because again, they seem to be shifting a lot of different things, but it's the case of why. Of course, the time frame they're giving it in October actually would make a bit more sense for a movie like this, being the fact that it is meant to be this R-rated body horror type of movie. So moving it pretty much to the Halloween season does kind of make sense, but let's have a look anyway. So it's saying James Gunn's DCU just hit another scheduling snag as Clayface has now officially been delayed. The move follows Lanterns also getting pushed back, though Supergirl remains locked in for its summer 2026 release, and Gunn is set to start filming on Man of Tomorrow soon for its 2027 release. The other thing to keep in mind as well about all of these things shifting, and even Supergirl's remaining where it is, none of this is going to be a part of the Super Bowl. So you're not going to get a new fuller trailer for Supergirl. You're not going to get your first look at Lanterns at the Super Bowl. You're not going to get Clayface at the Super Bowl. So there's nothing to do with James Gunn's DCU at the Super Bowl, except what they did with Superman. Yeah, they're doing another Puppy Bowl crap. So that's it. That's all they're doing to promote their stuff. So the update comes via Variety as Warner Brothers reshuffled several major release dates across its slate. So Clayface was originally scheduled to hit theaters on September 11th of this year. Warner Brothers has now moved the film back 2 months to October 23rd, 2026. So you see what I'm saying about it's so far into October as well. It's almost at the end of the month. That it works a bit better for the type of movie it is, being the fact that it's closer to Halloween. So it could benefit the movie, depending, if it's any good. But the film centers on the Batman villain Clayface, a shape-shifting character being reimagined as a body horror project, with comparisons made to the work of David Cronenberg. It's directed by James Watkins from a screenplay by Mike Flanagan and Hussein Amami, I have no idea how you pronounce it. Tom Rhys-Harris stars as Matt Hagen, an actor whose life changes after a horrific disfigurement, while Naomi Ake plays the scientist he turns to for help. The film is produced by James Gunn and Peter Safran alongside Matt Reeves and Lynn Harris. I still don't understand why Matt Reeves is a producer on this thing. I've never actually heard the explanation as to why he's a producer on this. But the new date puts Clayface up against an untitled Jordan Peele project from Universal, as well as the Rosamund Pike thriller Wife and Dog. No idea what that is, never heard of it. Probably won't affect something like Clayface anyway. And Jordan Peele movie, does anyone care at this stage? Probably not. So with Clayface vacating its original September slot, Warner Brothers has moved Practical Magic 2 into this September 11th slot. The sequel reunites Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock and is directed by Susanna Baer. So they've moved Practical Magic in there. They're the only two moves we have confirmed, so maybe the Variety article gives everything that's been moved. I don't know. We may as well maybe have a look and see if it gives any more information, but it's kind of one of these. So they've moved that back, but they've moved Practical Magic up or back because they've no idea where that movie originally was slated, if it was slated at all to go anywhere. So the Variety article doesn't give any information as to what the other movies are that have moved, or even is it just movies, because it says several major releases, but it doesn't necessarily say that they were all movies. So again, it doesn't seem like it's something to be concerned about, like, oh, the movie's in trouble, they've pushed it back a month. I think they've possibly pushed this one back again because it plays more into the, well, it's a body horror movie, maybe closer to Halloween or in around Halloween will work better. Maybe that is the case. Maybe that's what they're looking at. So again, I don't think it is anything to be concerned about. What is to be concerned about is the fact that it is going to be a Batman villain movie that won't feature Batman. It's like, okay. And originally this was meant to be an Elseworlds project until they went, actually no, it's going to be a DCU project. So this will be a part of the official DCU. So the likes of David Cornsweet, Superman, and Millie Alcock's Supergirl and Peacemaker and stuff will be around in this universe. So then the question becomes, well, where the hell is Batman? And we know Gotham will be showing up in this, which I'm also confused about, because originally they said it was meant to be a very small moment in Gotham, and then he moves to LA, and that's where the movie was supposed to take place, which was obviously how they were going to try and explain Batman's not around because you're taking the character out of Gotham and putting him in California, so there wouldn't be Batman. But everything we've seen and heard so far, and by seen I mean those behind the scenes images and stuff that were being filmed in Scotland and Liverpool and stuff, were all Gotham. And it was like, okay. But they were also using the same locations that Matt Reeves used for his Batman. So it was like, now it's getting really confusing because you're using the Gotham setting from the Batman, but this isn't going to be a part of the Elseworld or the Batman's universe. So it's going to be a part of the DC universe, but you're setting it up to look like the Elseworld, the Batman. It was really weird and confusing. So I'm surprised that this set, well, I'm not surprised we haven't seen a trailer or anything, but I am surprised they haven't given us an official image. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be of Clayface in full form of Clayface, but I'm surprised they haven't given us some sort of official image to say this is on its way. Of course, their main focus is probably shifting right now to Supergirl, which makes sense. Then it'll probably shift to Lanterns, which I can't remember what date they've pushed that back to. I really can't. I think it was meant to come out around, was it like May or something? I think, was it meant to come out before Supergirl? I can't quite remember, but they've pushed that way back. I can't even remember. I don't even think they've given it a new release date, actually. Have they? I'm not sure. But either way, again, it's nothing to be concerned about as of yet. We don't know what the movie is like. The movie could be garbage. We don't know. We don't know what the other movies are that they've moved other than Practical Magic, but I'm not sure what the original date was for that. It just says that they've moved that into Clayface's original date. It doesn't say they've moved it up or back or anything, so I don't know. Which, by the way, I have no interest in Practical Magic. I did see the first one, can't remember a bloody thing about it. And I've never heard of this other movie that Clayface is going to go up again. Wife and Dog. Sounds riveting, doesn't it? So we'll have to wait and see, and I'm curious as to when we'll actually get our first look at Clayface, official look and stuff like that. So let me know what you think about this. Do you think it is something to be concerned about? Do you think it is just the studio going, we want to move a couple of things around and we think this will work better being a Halloween movie? So, which is what I think, but let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.